guys, my name is V, also known as Nirami, and today I'm with Asya. I'm every single day with Asya, but today specifically about Asya, okay? So what I want to talk about today? Well, basically, I see, which I did not expect, but a lot of people started liking Asya. A lot of people watch me just because of Asya. They don't even care about me. They actually just want to see Asya instead. And I also started seeing a lot of questions, First of all, it's a she, okay? She's a girl, okay? It's not a he, because I see people say, like, seeing her and they're like, oh, he's so cute. Why? Because she has big eyebrows or something, Well, not now, because she got a new haircut, but you know what I mean. But a lot of people always say it's a he, okay? No, she's a girl. She's a pretty girl. And not only that, but because she's old, I think people assume I adopted her, and that's why I have her. However, no. Today I'll tell you a little bit about my and Asya's life, how we met, how we lived together to this day, and yeah, just to some people who care and are interested. So it all started in 2012, okay? 2 years prior, I moved to Germany with my family, and I still didn't have many friends or like proper friends at all. So again, I was very introverted, and I always wanted a dog, okay? I always wanted to have my own dog. And I think my parents finally caved in, and in 2012 we decided to get a dog, okay? So I don't know how my parents did it, but I think they just found someone, who had Jack Russell, puppies. I don't know exactly. She's a mix, okay? She's a mix. She's a Jack Russell mix, but I don't know what the other part is, okay? But she's definitely a Jack Russell, okay? And I don't know. Yay! You ate a fly. I think that was not even a fly. I think that was just like a little particle in the air. But good for her. Good for her. So when we arrived, okay, there were like 4 or 5 puppies, right? And while I was sitting down, and like I had 2 puppies on me, because they were like, when you go in and they're like, there are some puppies who are like, yay! Oh my god, another human being! Yay! Like they get so excited, they jump on you. However, my parents wanted to have the quiet one, okay? They wanted to have the one who is like sitting in a corner, complete by herself, very quiet, and not wanting to interact with anyone, kind of funny, She seemed to be like very introverted, because she just didn't want to join into meeting new strangers, But either way, my parents were like, okay, we want to have this one because she seems to be quiet and nice, and calm. And yeah, that's how we chose Asya, right? And I remember I was super excited. We got her, and like on the way back, it was an hour drive, and I remember I was holding her and she was sleeping, and 20 minutes into the drive, she pissed on me. She peed on me, okay? I think I didn't mind. I was just happy to have a dog, so I didn't mind her peeing on me. But still, just unfortunate when you have another 40-minute drive and like a dog, a little puppy pees on you. But that's okay. So when we arrived, back, and she was living there for a few days, she wasn't that quiet anymore. She was not calm. She was not quiet. She started destroying, typical puppy behavior, which I guess my parents did not expect her to do that, since she seemed to be a calm one. But she started eating everything. She started eating shoes. She started eating my pencils, okay? I remember I left my colored pencils on the floor, and like the next day I just saw her eating rainbows, okay? It was like literally just like she was, and I saw it had like so many different colors in it, like blue, green, yellow. So there you go. She started eating the wallpaper, okay? She saw a little bit of wallpaper sticking out, so she decided to rip it open, okay? I had to hide it from my parents because I didn't want us to get in trouble together, because it would be always us getting in trouble, okay, together. Because she's my doggy. So yeah, she was very wild, actually. She was not quiet. She was also very loud. She was barking a lot. She was yelling. She was like, she would not leave us alone. And the thing is, I think a lot of puppies can be very clingy, and however, I was the type of person, I still am. Oh, I think she sees another box she wants to eat. Hold on, give her a second. it's either she sees a little like dot on the floor and thinks it's food, or I don't know what it is. But anyway, like I said, the thing is, you know, obviously she was clingy as a puppy, and I was a person, I love physical, you know, I love physical love, I love like physical touch. And you know, whenever she would like cuddle up with me, I couldn't say no. We would do like everything together, okay? We would eat together, we would sit together, you know, while I would sit and draw, she would like be sitting like on me or like in my hoodie. We would like together, no, not really, because like she's not allowed to shit inside, so and she knows that, she learned that very, very quickly. Smart girl. And obviously we also slept together, you know, like every time we would go to sleep, she did not have her own little bed. I mean, she did have it, but she didn't want to sleep in it, so she would always sleep with me together, you know, and we would cuddle, you know, most of the time. Like I would literally, like when I would go to sleep, she will always like lie down like right next to me, like next to my tummy, and it's either like she's sleeping in a circle or she's actually facing me, like literally cuddling together. And I think since we've been doing that literally for the past, how many? 2012, like for the past like 12 to 13 years, you know, that's just how we are, okay? But I don't mind it. I love cuddling with her. Like, I listen, the one time I didn't have her, like whenever I did not have her next to me, I would like use this like hot, I don't know what they call it. It's like they're like hot pillows. You put like water in them and they're like warm, you know? So whenever I did not have her, I would like use it. But that's another part of the story. I'll come to that later. So she pretty much learned, you know, that she's always with me, you know, no matter what we do, she's always with me. And I remember like I even got a bunk bed eventually, you know, because I had a small room and I needed to have my PC in there, so I would get like a bunk bed, you know, like second floor bed, and under my bed would be my PC and my table. And even during that time, you know, I would always pick her up, bring her to the second floor of the bed and sleep with her there. And we made it work, you know, we made it work no matter what. We just slept together in one bed. And, you know, I would bring her down when she wanted to, because she would always sit and tell me when she wants to go down. I would literally like get up and bring her down, up and down, up and down. It was also a very safe bunk bed, okay? There was like no possibility of her like falling down or anything. And then like there was one time, you know, the only situation where I did not bring her up to my bed, you know, it was like when we moved and I had a normal bed instead. I think I was like maybe 15 or something, and I left her on the floor. Like I gave her a pillow, you know, but I meant like she was sleeping not on the bed, she was sleeping like on the floor on her pillow. However, she did not like that, but I had to leave her on the floor. Like she was not allowed to go in my bed because she had her period, you know, and I can't let go of my bed if she has her period. And she didn't want to wear like the Pampers or whatever we call this. Like she didn't want to wear them. Like she would always take them off. So the only solution was for her to sleep in specific places, you know. And yeah, it's kind of hard to teach her doing something, especially when it comes to those like Pampers things. She really hates them. She hates them like a lot. But I would still continue trying to put them on her so that, you know, I can prevent getting stuff dirty. So basically, yeah. And that one, the first night she was not allowed to go in my bed. She was yelling. I woke up during 3 a.m. because she would like not stop doing like, ooh, ooh. Yeah, no shit, that's what you do. That's exactly what I looked like when I woke up during the night. I was scared. I thought something was happening. Somebody was breaking in or something, you know. You just wake up and you hear like this howling. But no, she just really didn't like sleeping on the floor, you know, and she really wanted to go on the bed. So that's why she started yelling. However, don't worry, she got used to that real quick, okay? She realized that there are sometimes days that she cannot go in the bed, you know. And you know, we had so many good years together. Like I really love also just walking her, you know, because I used to listen to music a lot. I still do. And that was like whenever I would go outside and walk with her, you know, that was the perfect time for me to daydream a little bit, you know, make up my scenarios, make up my animation memes, you know. Like I would go outside with Asya, and while I was walking I would listen to like all those like Friends animation memes, like Friends song or like Bang Bang song, and like I would be like, oh, my animation memes. So just daydreaming, right? I really love going outside with her, you know, playing with her, doing different stuff. I actually have a lot of art together with her as well. Like even from years back, I would draw her a lot. I would draw us together a lot, the way I do now. But there was one time after a few years where I had to move out of my parents' house, my parents' apartment, and the first 2 years I could not take her with me because I was still settling down myself. I needed to, you know, get my life in order, and I didn't want her to be stressed as well because she picks up on my energy very quick. Whenever I feel stressed, she starts to get stressed too, you know. And it was just not the right timing. And basically, yeah, that was the time, for example, where it was very unusual for me to sleep by myself all of a sudden. Like you have to imagine, like all those years I've been going to bed sleeping with my dog, you know, cuddling with her, and all of a sudden she's not there anymore. And basically those 2 years, whenever I would go to sleep, most of the time I would make myself one of those like hot pillows, basically, you know, and whenever I would go to sleep, I would basically place them right here, and I would like kind of like cuddle with it as well, because obviously when you sleep and you cuddle with her together, there's like this warmth coming from her, you know, like when like there's like this, like we would go into a cold bed, you know, like it's very cold during winter, right, and we will lay down together. You just could feel like her warmth, like this spot, you know, next to your tummy, and it's like so nice and comfortable, especially in the mornings when you need to get up, you know, to school, and it's like super cold outside, and it's just like, and she's cuddling with me together, and I'm like, oh, there's a fly, she sees it. Well, she's not seeing it anymore because I see the fly went another direction, but she's still looking at the same spot. So that's pretty much like you know, whenever I complain about her being clingy, you know, like, oh my god, my dog is so clingy, guys, I'm as well, like I'm clingy as well, you know, I'm just as clingy as she is. So it's pretty much like she learned it from me, like everything she does, she learned it from me, because like I also can't do anything without her. Again, the only time like when I don't take her with me is because I don't want to stress her out, you know. But like after those 2 years, when I finally kind of settled down, you know, and I was like comfortable, I would try to taking her, obviously I would sometimes try to take her with me, you know, in my apartment, but the problem is that she would feel very nervous because it's a place she doesn't know, like she doesn't know that I live there, right? It's just like a new room for her, and she doesn't know why she's in this room. And whenever I would try to leave, you know, to pick up something, or I would try to make her get used to it, I would leave to pick up something from downstairs, I would instantly hear like through the whole house. Okay, we have very thin walls, so all my neighbors would hear her screaming her fucking lungs out because she was scared, you know, and nervous. And obviously I understand, she doesn't know that it's my apartment, so she thinks that I just left her in a random ass room. She doesn't know when I'm gonna come back or not, you know. And I think, again, since she's very clingy, and I taught her to be clingy on accident, that she doesn't like to be by herself, right? Especially in a room she doesn't know. So it definitely took me a while to make her, you know, get used to the fact that, hey, it's my home, and I want you to know that it's okay to be here. And luckily, you know, the more I tried, like different approaches, how to make her understand. And I think a part of that, my best friend played a big part, okay? The first moment my best friend met Asya, she fell in love with her, okay? Usually she doesn't trust strangers that quickly, you know, she's very like careful, but she loved my best friend an instant. And I think she also realized that we live together, like in the same house, but like different apartments. And, you know, and she started to feel more comfortable, because whenever we would go like upstairs to my apartment, she would always stop by my best friend's door, and she would like stick her nose into the door frame, like And like she would try to check if the door was open or not, you know, because there was like one time the door was open, you know, because my best friend forgot to close it, and she just went straight in. She just walked into the apartment like it's her apartment, and like that's it, okay? So yeah, there's like that thing. So she slowly got used to, you know, living there, and now she knows that it's her home here. She knows that everybody is in here. She knows that it's her kingdom. Everybody is giving her treats. Everybody is giving her pets, okay? This is her house now, okay? This is not my best friend's house, nobody's house. This is her house, okay? And you know, we've been living together now for the past 2 or 3 years, you know. And you know, she's getting older. She's gonna turn 13 on the 27th October. You know, that's her birthday. Guys, to be honest with you, she's still like, she's acting like a puppy. You know, all puppies do, but it's like she's not even old, you know, like she's doing so many things, you know, she's so active. No matter how old she gets, I think she will still be active as she is now. And I'm just, you know, obviously sometimes I'm worried because like I realized that it's been 13 years. We've been together for 13 years. Like since I was 12 years old, I'm 25 now. I'm 25. Like since I was 12 years old, I was with her. Like she saw me in so many different lights. She saw me being happy. She saw me being sad, angry, frustrated. Like she was with me through most part of my life, like through my most changes, you know. And it's just so crazy to me. Like I can't imagine a life without her, you know. And obviously sometimes I get nervous and scared, you know, because I realize that time, you know, time runs fast. And she's already like, she's gonna be 13 years old. But let's not get into that too much, obviously. Oh, am I gonna get emotional? And she hates me being emotional, okay? That annoys her because she can't sleep properly while sitting on my lap because she just feels like all those like water drops falling onto her, and she hates water. So yeah, I think for the most part I told you a lot about Asya and how we met and how things have been going, you know. Like I said, through most part of her life, everybody, like a lot of people were calling her a rat, okay? They didn't really show her any affection. Like when I had my friends over in school, they would not like Asya, you know. She would want to like cuddle and stuff, but they didn't want that. It's nice to see so many people showing love to Asya. I'm gonna be honest, it's very nice to see how many people love and appreciate her. And you know, even though she's a rat, she's my little rat. Mousy. Mousy, Asya, baby. Oh, my baby. So I think that's it for today. If you like the video, if you have any other questions about us, just ask in the comments. But yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification button. Don't forget, I'm gonna open my online merch shop on the 4th of July, 4 p.m. East. So be there, okay? I'm excited. And take care and get yourself a little treat, okay? Bye-bye!